Bam, we're live. Holy cow. Look at everyone. 10 minutes early. Go ahead, Ryan. Test him out. Test him out. I don't hear anyone. Hello? Testing 1, 2.
Do you hear us, Brian?
Oh, we're 10 minutes earlier than we were supposed to be. Very brief. Very brief. Very brief. I offered Vellner $12,000 cash to come on, and he said as long as it's brief. As long as it's brief. I know, guys. I know where I changed the time to 10:10, and then Vellner said he could come on now. So what are you gonna do when you are a slave to the Vellner? Man, what do you think about what he did today?
Expected.
I don't think everyone necessarily expected the first event, but the second event, yes, 100%. That was a workout I was pegging as his best chance to win if he was going to pick one this weekend. And when I talked to him before the competition started, he said the same.
I'm going to refresh the lead. He did say that?
Yeah, he was really excited for that one.
Wow. Oh, what about it?
I think that if it weren't for Brent Fikowski, people would have a greater appreciation for how good that Vellner is at that kind of workout.
And if you watch those workouts, the ones that Brent Fikowski wins, Vellner is in second and not by very much.
Hey, it sucks that Mertens did so good in that workout earlier, and it only brought him up 2 places, and then he does shitty in the next one, and it brings him down 4. This scoreboard, something's wrong with the scoring.
Also expected.
The up and downs for sure were expected for Colton. And if you're a Colton Mertens fan, don't tune in tomorrow morning. Tune in tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You might have another last burst.
In first place in the night event.
Well, I am a Colton Mertens fan, and I will stick it out.
Don't tune in tomorrow.
Don't feel so. No one's feeling sorry for you, punk. But man, he it's quite a crazy. His numbers on the leaderboard are just crazy. It is the way you guys said for him. It's a 24, 3, 33. You guys are saying he's going to take another dumper and then he's going to skyrocket to the top again.
Yep.
I would be willing to bet that he has I don't know how there's 37 guys. I think he'll be in the bottom 7 in the swim run row, and I think he'll be in the top 2 in nightcap tomorrow.
Wow. All right. I can't wait.
What's the night of it, Brian?
It's emotional. It's emotional being oh my God, topless Vellner.
Oh wow.
Hey, is that because you're all inflamed and vascular, so you're willing to go topless today? Is it you're just like, dang? Did you look in the mirror and like, okay, yeah, this works?
No, I didn't work that hard.
I think it's because he knew that Froning and DeChico came out without shirts the other day.
Yeah, we're 2 for 2
If I knew that, I would
for
have worn one.
shirtless fit men.
DeChico had the camera pointed at his crotch though the whole time, so it's gonna be tough to beat that while you're eating.
Especially with a hog like his, I bet.
Patrick, 1551, and Brian was just telling us that you were you liked this workout.
Oh, the one tonight?
Yeah. When you saw it, what do you like about it? I don't like anything about it.
It's just stuff I'm good at. I don't think you'd be hard pressed on somebody who could beat me at that workout.
Wow, I love it. And Brian's response was this, and you did beat Alexander Caron by 16 seconds. Brian's response was this, that like truly, if there was no Fikowski, that basically you'd be at the top of the heap. You know, that you're so good. It's just basically it's hard to see how good you are because some of the people at the top are also that good, but that you just stand out from the rest of the pack.
In
No?
those type of events.
Say it again.
Yeah, there's lots of good dudes. I like those kind of like. It's just movements. Like I looked at the movements of that workout and I was like burpee box jump overs, I'd always place very well at. Rope climb events, I win games or workouts at. Like heavy step overs in the past at regionals or anytime we've had variations of that, I've always done very well. So like every single like deadlifts, I always do extremely well. Like every single movement in that workout was just like a wheelhouse movement for me. So there was no reason why I wouldn't do well at that.
Did you
flying
see?
with 48 box jumps.
Did you see Dallin take a dumper in your peripheral?
I did. I didn't. I saw him. He dropped. I think I was doing like my 22nd step over or something. So, and we were like, people were pretty tight at that point. So he would have been around the same. And I saw him. I just saw that he had took a break, and I was like, that's a weird place to take a break. And then when he finished, he was kind of racing Phil at the end, and I thought he might get him, and he was sort of struggling. And then he kind of came across the, and I bent down, and he just looked up at me, and he said, "I rolled my ankle so bad."
Yeah, he
So
landed on his back.
Yeah, I asked him like on the rope or on the box, and he's like on the box. And that just with kettlebells up high on your body, coming down, like if you catch a toe on that box, it's kind of a it's a sketchy maneuver. It's not like the safest move we could be doing out there, especially when your legs are tired. And so anyway, I waved one of the people over, and we got someone from medical to come grab him and at least get some ice on him, because he was saying he was starting to feel it swelling a bit. So hopefully it's not super bad and he's able to get it managed for tomorrow. We'll know when you see him running probably tomorrow what it feels like. But
that explains what I saw backstage. I was talking to Matt Torres over by the athlete warm-up area, and some guy came running up to him. He's like, Dallin left his shoe. Dallin left his shoe. He left it in medical, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
So I don't know the extent of it. He basically just looked at me and he's like, I rolled my ankle pretty bad. So I don't, he said on the box, so just like clipped his toe and then come down on an angle. But those pit stains, eh?
That's right after that event.
Yeah, sometimes you got to fly double by at 7.
Yeah, I understand. I do it on the show all the time.
Yeah, did you hear what you definitely didn't hear this on the post-game wrap-up show? They were saying, or I think it was Tommy goes, how could you end the night any better? Fireworks in the background, fire on top of his head.
Oh, cheap shot.
And he was flexing the double guns. That was the third thing he said.
We were it's fun, man. It was nice you win that Friday night event. It feels like the fireworks show is just for you.
That's
Everybody
true.
else is kind of like hanging out on the floor like, yeah. And I'm there like, woo.
You wouldn't grab your baby really fast. You had your baby
Yes.
before people finished the event.
Yes.
Well, not fast.
It was pretty quick.
People just took a long time to finish. No, I mean, but when I was at the finish though, my wife was like right behind where I finished, and she was kind of trying to pass him down to me, but there's a big dead space that you can't really get into, and it looks like it's a solid angle that you could just step on. So I tried to kind of climb over the banister and just reach up, but it's like mesh and you just step right through into nothing. So I had to like walk around, but it's because they were trying to grab me for like a floor interview. So I ran around to the side where the floor interview was and grabbed him from the railing, and then the fireworks were on, so they didn't do any floor interview and stuff like that. So I got him quick. You got to be quick, otherwise someone else is going to take the baby.
Do you remember that video? I don't know how long ago, it was like a year ago or something, but Dave posted it on his Instagram where he steps on the edge of the box and the box rolled. He was doing box step overs, and I think he may have even had weight in his hand. I can't remember. And he stepped on the edge of the box and it rolled, and he rolled with it. Like it was like just a total fail. Was there any
athlete?
Yes. Was there any chance of that happening with 122 pounds on your shoulders, that if you would have stepped on the edge of the box, that whole box could have tipped up?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, that's the risk of it. And you do try to get your foot close to the edge of the box to like make that descent a little bit easier. So most people probably have the tip of their toes or half of their foot off the box as they come down. Because otherwise it's an awkward distance. Like if you're a full 3 inches of foot of like box, then your foot, like you got to make quite a long step to get off, and you almost feels like you're like diving off the edge of the box. So to do a controlled step down, you want to be pretty close to the edge. So those plyo boxes are a bit of a double-edged sword. I actually very rarely use them in training. Only when it's leading into competition, I'll do it, because it's a little bit different. The way where you have to place your feet and the way they squish off the edges, it can mess you up if you're not used to it.
So you only use wooden ones in training?
I usually do. They're just more solid. Like if you're doing like power training and you're like doing high box jumps or things like that, they're just better. But if you're training for competition and you have a plyo box around, you should play with it, because that's usually what's being used. And it's I don't have the wide ones like they have here. I just have a normal like multi-directional one that does the 20, 24, and 30. But these ones that are like 36 inches across, like they're a totally different thing. Like you got to take a big step across. So
Are you, now that you've done so many events, you've been in the sport so long, are you more calm after each event, regardless of your placing? Like, so in the previous workout, Phil Toon got a second and you got a fifth, and the workout before that, he got a second, you got a fifth. And maybe a younger athlete might be like, oh man, I'm losing it. Are you just kind of like, this, I know how this plays out, I'm good?
It's a long weekend. You know, and it depends on, I think I know enough. I do a little bit of homework and I know enough about my competitors that I don't worry about certain things. You know, Phil's this powerful athlete, and the first 3 events were a lot of power output. And so I think you can't forget that. You know, I knew he was going to be great at the barbell complex, and the last thing I was trying to do was watch him do it while I was out there, because that'll stress you out. And that's a workout where you make one mistake and you can get stranded out there. So like, it wasn't about that. Like,
what do you mean? You fail a lift, your grip gives out on one of the lifts, and now
hey,
you're
you missed that jerk that on the last bar. Like, there's 40 more seconds on your time. Like, it's, or you risk it earlier and you fail it again. You fail a jerk twice, like, you're in 20th place. Doesn't matter.
It's played.
So,
It played out in the women's field, in the women's event. The top woman in each of the 3 heats attempted their last jerk at 1:28 on the clock. One of them hit it. She won the event. The other one was Danny Spiegel, missed it. She is very strong, was able to recover relatively quickly, but it cost Olivia Sulik 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So it can be just it can be, and if you get frantic because you get stressed, then you try too soon again and you miss it twice, like, now you're at a minute, and it's just like the time goes by fast. 5 minutes was plenty of time to do those reps, but a lot of guys capped because of missed reps. And using the short bars for that was a bit of a kick in the dick, but yeah.
Why? Because your elbows hit the plates, or why is that?
Mine almost do. There's just no whip in the bar.
Ah, right. We've gone over
So
this
when you
before.
go to, especially in the overhead, when the bar comes back down, it hits you quite hard. If you have to squat clean it, like, that bar, the reception is really hard. So it feels like almost 10 or 20 pounds heavier as a result of that. So it's just, you know, frankly, I took 5th in that event and I'm super happy. Almost everybody in front of me, I mean, Anthony Davis, Griffin Rowley, Phil Toon, all clean and jerk upwards of 385, 400 pounds. And Colton just has ridiculous levers. Like, his jerks are like, he moves the bar probably a third of the distance that I move it. And his squats are like unbelievable. So it's just like, at a certain point, I'm not going to look at that. Like, for me, that was about as good as I could have asked. And I think if you're in the conversation with the guys who are moving weights like those boys move, I'm not that worried about it. And I get my wins when we have to work out for more than 5 minutes.
I should be thanking you too. A couple of the MCs asked me before that, you think Vellner's going to take this one? Before any of the guys had gone, I said, I'll probably be around 5th.
Oh yeah, you had a lot of faith. I was 5th. I'm very happy with. There's a lot of strong dudes out there. So yeah. You know, I was actually very pleased with that. It's a good execution.
Speaking of 5th, I think this might be the 5th, 6th, or 7th time Sarah Cox has donated $49 to the show just tonight.
Wow.
What have you guys been up to?
just putting on the Sarah show.
I've had multiple 3-hour podcasts.
All the shirtless dudes.
Colton Mertens, shut up about my levers. I know that. I wanted to tell him that too, but he's a guest on my show.
I'm going to talk all about him tomorrow when we do that overhead squat workout.
Thank you,
Colton. Everybody 5 minutes.
I wanted to tell him to be quiet about your lead. Just say he did great.
He did do great. Fantastic.
Anthony Davis. It's funny that you say that if you miss it, because Anthony Davis, one of his elbows as he did that last jerk, and he warred with it and got it up.
Yeah, but you see his last jerk? He missed it but caught it just back here and then went for it again. And then strict pressed it, half strict pressed it out, 315.
Like, that's nonsense.
Yeah, no, it looked ridiculous.
I saw a clip of him finishing the workout, and he was facing completely perpendicular to the lane.
Helicopter.
And I was like, I don't know what that boy did out there, but holy smokes. Anyway, super impressive. That guy moves weight. Like,
look how stressed out Brian looks. Look how stressed out Brian looks.
I don't have that. I don't have the freedom to miss a jerk like that and then, like, basically press it out.
Brian, what's up? Your girlfriend pregnant?
I thought that might be an update about the finalization of scores, but it was just someone asking if they'd been finalized yet. There were a lot of disputes after the last workout.
Oh,
They had a hard time with the transitions on this last workout.
I actually was if I had seen you after the workout, I would have asked what you guys were briefed on, because what was happening on the floor was very inconsistent.
Yeah, I think I watched the first heat of women go, and it was all over the place. We were briefed.
What do you mean by that? We couldn't tell from, or at least I couldn't tell from
Can you
watching.
explain that?
Yeah.
We were briefed, and we spent a painstaking amount of time in the briefing talking to us about this. We were briefed 24 box jumps, flip, 24 box jumps, flip, 24 step overs, flip. Rope climbs on the return, 12 burpee box jump overs, flip, 12 burpee box jump overs, pick up your kettlebells, walk them to the front, 24, advance, 24. And I heard like the first heat of women that I saw go, I tuned in and people were doing step ups, but their boxes were in different places, which shouldn't be possible. So clearly something happened. Some of them either flipped before they did their step overs, and some of them didn't. Or I saw some women were made to stop at 12 step overs and then flip as well at the halfway point.
That happened in all 6 heats.
Really? That some did and some didn't?
In your heat, a majority of the guys were forced to put their kettlebells down, flip their box after 12, and then pick them up and go again.
Yeah, they're having a hopper.
Really?
Yeah, I would say that if there were, let's say, I think there were 13 guys in your heat, I would say at least 8 were forced to do that by their judge, and that was.
I wonder if they asked before they started. I having seen that, I got on the floor, and the first thing I did was went to my judge and I said, "What are the transitions? Let's talk about it." We went through the whole flow, and I said, "Fantastic, let's do that." And that was,
which is
and
crazy.
What he told me was what we were briefed, and we did that.
Yeah, more people should do that. Talk to the judge before the workout. Be like, "This is how it should go."
Sometimes it depends how much time you have. Like especially when they fill, say at Flagler, they fill 20 lanes. Like if you're the last person getting onto the floor, then you might get the 30-second call like as you get on the floor. So like if you've got to adjust a machine, like you get your ass out there and you get your equipment ready, and you might not have a lot of time for conversation. Bayside we had like almost 2 minutes out there. So I know we were trying to even get chalk because they wiped off all the kettlebells too. And they wouldn't let us go get chalk or anything either. They were quite strict about what we could do on the floor. But yeah, I think that is something everyone should try to do, especially just if I know there's been some discrepancies in other heats. You gotta make sure that you know what's going on, or at least you know what they're gonna make you do, because then it doesn't surprise you and you don't waste 5 seconds figuring it out.
Did you see Hopper fighting with his judge, or is that someone just in the comments just speculating?
I didn't see it. He's
Okay.
too far behind me.
He was having
Oh, I want to ask a question. Speaking of, were you fucking with Phil Toon?
Was I?
Yeah.
Why? Who told you what?
Because I saw you guys on those box jump overs, and it looked like he was trying to keep up with you, and your guys' faces were like 2 feet apart as you guys went over.
Like I was blowing him kisses or something?
No, I don't know what you were doing, but I thought, oh man, I hope Vellner's probably.
Stefan's happy for Phil. Be like, look at Phil Toon taking it to Vellner. I'm like, he's making a mistake. He's trying to keep up with Vellner. It's gonna kill him in the long run.
I mean, I think those box jumps most people did around the same clip. Like
all the guys are between 110 and 125, 15 seconds.
There's not a lot to gain of going super fast. I mean, you maybe get your heart rate up a little higher. Most people probably were pretty close on that. We were like synchro for most of it, though.
Yeah.
So,
but you were very aware of that, right?
I mean, we were facing each other. I knew. Dallin was probably staring at my ass, but I knew where he was. I made it my business to know where he was in that workout. I saw when he dropped his kettlebells, and I knew what was going on.
Hey, did you say that when Dallin fell, did you say you were on your 22nd step over, or you said you were on your second set of step overs?
It was only one set of step overs. This is the thing.
Okay.
It was one set of 24 step overs. This is where there's been a problem.
Okay.
I was around like 20, 21, 22. I don't remember exactly, but I was near the end. I remember being close enough to the end, and he was around the same. We were kind of doing them around the same pace, that it felt weird to me that he would have broke with like 3 reps left or something like that. And it happens, like you like lose your front rack or something. But yeah, like I caught it out of the corner of my eye and thought like, that's weird.
Yeah, he mentioned how badly he rolled his ankle. Patrick said that it was pretty bad. It sounds like Patrick had to call over medical for him.
I mean, I don't know about it. He hit the finish line and he just like looked me in the eyes and he's like, I rolled my ankle. So I just said, all right, well, let's deal with it. And I got somebody over.
What a brutal time to do it when you're facing 8 rope climbs and then 24 burpee box jump overs.
Yeah. So I mean, he gutted it out. He got through there and he did fine. But yeah, doing a bunch of birdie box jump overs on a soft ankle and like dropping off that robo slow you down. I'm
I
sure
think
it
it'll hurt.
didn't feel good. He had a nice. He usually works out with one of those mouth guards in. I'm sure he was clamping down hard.
Ouch. All right, dude. Thank you for your time. Really, really appreciate it, Patrick. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early.
Sounds
Not that
good.
bright and
I'd
early.
like to take this opportunity to apologize to Colton for talking about his levers. I won't do it again until tomorrow.
Oh, Colton. All right, brother. Thank you, Pat.
Cheers,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Have a good night.
Bye.
See you, Pat.
Oh my goodness. Colton's levers. I'm glad Colton told him to pipe down about his levers. Ellie Turner still in first place. Emma McQuaid in second place.
Oh man, I haven't even seen the leaderboard.
Bethany Shadburn in third place. Danny Spiegel tied with Bethany Shadburn in third place. And then Fee Sagafi. Who is this?
I think we should say Fee and Emma and Ariel are only separated by 4 points, and they're 20 points behind Spiegel.
Hello?
This message is provided by the Administration of Energy Saving.
Oh.
The state has now set aside $1.3 billion. Your home is eligible for up to $10,000 to use for clean energy upgrades.
Could you call me later? I'm in the middle of a podcast. Thank you. All righty. Sorry, guys, about that business. I'm a businessman. Go ahead, John.
I was just saying Fee, Emma Tall, and Ariel are separated by only 4 points, and they're about 20 points behind Spiegel. I only say that because after tomorrow's morning event, that will play a significant role. And I think that they will all pass Spiegel after the morning event.
Okay, you guys keep talking about this event. It's bad for Spiegel and bad for Colton. Let's talk about it. What's going on tomorrow morning? Tell me.
It's the row, swim, run events. They're gonna row. The men have 2,500 meters. The women have 2,000, and then they're gonna run over to the ocean, jump in it, go for a little swim, 250 meters, get out of it, get on an air runner, and run 2,000 meters.
On a runner.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's better or worse for Dallin's ankle?
Hey, do you see this? What's going on? Do you guys see what's going on down here? This Sarah Cox has just donated another $50.
Wow.
That's without your good looks here, Brian. This was happening today without you. This stuff only happens when you're here, but now it happens without you.
This might be the 10th one.
It might be.
Sarah
Seriously,
is
it might be.
amazing.
Dude, it's crazy.
We're about to make more money than WODAPALOOZA.
How are we supposed to get anything done if she keeps doing that? She's not drunk, by the way. I'm starting to figure out who this is. So distracted. Okay, so they row different, but they swim the same and they run the same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Okay. And will they
But
all go at once?
if anyone is like actually knowledgeable about this thing, you'll notice that the swim is disproportionate in time to the run and the row, and but about half. I would so the other two implements will take in the 8 to 10 minute range, and the swim should take be more variable because people will be more spread out across it, but like 3 to 6 minutes.
And why is this not good for Colton because of the row?
It's not good because of any of it.
The run too?
And the swim.
They're all just because of he's 5'4", because he's not good at those, or what's the deal?
Go
ahead, be tallest. I don't care. Fuck him. Talk about his levers. Why? Why can't he be great at this?
It was just he hasn't shown that he could be great at it thus far. He could.
Just don't talk about the color of his skin and the rest. Let fly. Give it to him.
He's been working on this throughout training or this off season a lot, but until he shows it, it's hard to rank him past other people. And he's been last place in these type of events before.
Even with his new aerodynamic haircut?
Sarah Cox is the Liver King's elusive wife.
You agree, Brian?
Yeah.
And what about Danny Spiegel? Same thing.
Remember what we talked about Danny Spiegel's semifinal, where she had all top 6 finishes except for the ruck run where she was third to last.
And do you think this is their training or this is just bodies? Like, hey, dude, hey, Danny, hey, Colton, you guys were dealt bodies that prevents you from being at the top of the food chain and running, swimming, and rowing.
No, I think Colton, that's the case. I don't think that's the case for Danny.
Well, I mean, it's nothing against Danny, but like she's one of the heavier women in the field. She's got massive legs, and it's not that easy to run and
I
swim
could
with
say
those
the same
things.
for Laura Horvath. Laura Horvath will go out here and kill it.
The other thing about Danny is that she's always had some problems with her feet when she runs long distances. So sometimes that gives her a hard time.
All righty. And who is going to do good? Are we getting what's going on? Let's talk about Ellie Turner for a second. Thank you, Ellie Turner, for bringing some real some shocker, and not shocker in the sense that no one thought you could have done it, but you just weren't being talked about, and now you're all theirs to talk about.
Actually, after the first day, she was very surprised herself. I mean, she said on the floor, "What the fuck just happened?" And then she posted on Instagram, "What the fuck just happened?"
Oh, that's awesome. Can we see that, Will? Can we see Ellie Turner's post?
Should have been posted about 24 hours ago.
That's great though. She doesn't even know how fit she is.
But neither of you guys are like shocked. Neither of you are like, "Oh my God, this is out of nowhere."
I mean, I'm shocked she's in first place. I thought she would do. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh no, there's a difference between doing well and being, what is she, 30 points, 36 points ahead of Bethany Shadburn and Emma McQuaid, who are, those are the women we thought would be in this kind of position. 30 points is quite a bit, especially we talked about how women's field isn't super deep, so most of the better competitors are going to be having top 10 finishes regularly. What are her? I mean, she's just like Vellner, nothing worse than a fifth.
Look what she wrote. What an absolute surreal feeling. I could never have imagined after the first event getting a call from Sevon on the Sevon podcast. This is unreal. I've made it. Wow. It's surreal for me.
I told you it was up there.
Yeah, crazy. This isn't a fluke. This is just an athlete who's gotten better over time, and this is going to continue. Like, we're going to see her do well in the next 3 events. We're going to see her do well in the Open. We're going to see her place higher than 26 at the games.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I don't know what necessarily is going to happen with Tia, Jamie Simmons, or Cara Webb this season. But if they all compete and compete healthy, there's only 3 spots for women from Australia. And that means one of those 4 women won't go to the games.
Wow. If she gets left out, then if she wins WODAPALOOZA, then gets left out and has to do last chance qualifier. I mean, that gives credence to your article. I know you said about the European women, but that falls in place to Oceania too.
I write about the Oceanic women in the same article.
Brian, I've been telling you this for over a year now, that the way the Europeans and the Australians get to the games is so jacked up. It's totally unfair.
Everyone should be listening to you.
Oh man. Hey, I've been just 100% opposed to your idea, and it's because I only really watch the games, and I didn't watch all these ancillary events. And now that I'm dipped into this one, I totally get what you mean. It would be a travesty if this young lady didn't make it to the games.
Or, I mean, honestly,
travesty.
Assuming all 4 of those women want to compete and go through the season next year at their best, having any one of them not be there would be a total loss for the sport.
Yeah. And it's not just because they deserve to, like, they are really good.
Yeah, they are really good, and that's not even including Maddie Sturt, who I've talked about before, was a 4-time consecutive games athlete who had multiple finishes in 19th and 21st at the games in the years where all the athletes were doing all the events. They weren't like fluke finishes inside the top 10 or something like that.
She's the female Colton Mertens.
She's dating Jay Crouch, and they're both very young and very committed and training really hard. So in my opinion, those are. There might even be other women that we don't know about, but at least those 5 women are, when healthy and ready to go, they're all good enough to be in the top half of the games field.
Maddie Sturt's probably 4'6".
She's 5'2", but
she's 5'6". I thought she was 5'6".
No,
she's pretty short.
She's tiny.
Or Ellie Turner's 5'6". I'm sorry.
I don't think she's that tall, but she's taller than Maddie Sturt.
That's what it says in the doc.
Emma McQuaid's from Ireland.
Yeah.
Where's
there's
Where's she
Emma
training?
McQuaid. I don't know, but she's been like basically a training partner with Sam Briggs for on and off for many, many years. She had she's won an open workout before, a couple top 10 open finishes. She was knocking on the door of the regionals in Europe to get there for a couple seasons, and now I think she's been to 3 straight games. She's had a career best finish of 12th, I think, this year. And I mean, I project her to finish third on the podium. Sarah's out, not maybe we don't know what's going on with Sarah, but like for Emma to be in this position is not that surprising. For Bethany to be in the top 3 is not that surprising. To me, at this point, for Danny to be up there is not that surprising. Ariel Lowen, not surprising. But Ellie Turner ahead of all of them by 30 points, not expected.
Could Matt O'Keefe make this leaderboard? Like, could Matt be higher than 39th in the women's division?
How are we doing, boys? I'm walking towards the hotel, so I'll have my earbuds in a minute. So, just
have you had a drink yet? Oh no, you don't drink.
I don't drink actually.
That's right.
Anymore.
That's right.
I actually am sober. I've been sober for 11 years. I've been pretty open about it. I'm not quiet about it, but
no, and I know
11 years a few days ago.
Oh, congratulations! By the way, I knew that, and congratulations. Oh my God, you have the most beautiful ear hole.
The noise in the back here.
You have the most beautiful. You have the most beautiful ear hole I've ever seen. You have the most beautiful ear hole I've ever seen.
Yes. Sorry, I can't hear you well, so I got to get my earbuds. I'm like literally about to get to my backpack right now.
Your commitment.
Why don't you guys talk about something, Brian? Keep telling everybody about what happened. Give me 2 minutes, all right?
Hey, Brian, can you answer that question about her move to Canada? There's several people asking in the chat if whether that would affect her semifinal and how that works.
Thank you, Will.
No, as far as I know, the rules for the semifinals this upcoming season are going to be the same that they were for the last season, which is that whichever continent you're like a citizen of is the one that you have to compete in for the semifinals, even if you don't live there full time. Last year, there were a few exceptions made for that because of the way that things were in the world with the COVID response. And, as we see right now, there's still some countries that are very strict about those policies. So it's a very real possibility that someone like Tia, who, makes her residence in the United States, or Ellie Turner, who's living full time in Canada this season, might not be able to get in and out of Australia so easily. So they might be able to petition CrossFit for the opportunity to compete in the continent where they're living and where they can actually attend the event. And if that was the case, then obviously that whole situation we just talked about changes, because that would be 2 of the 4 women. And actually, Jamie Simmons doesn't live in Australia or Oceanic region either. She's in the UK. So it could, that's definitely could be relevant come semifinal time.
Matt.
How are you guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Great.
Oh, are those your Doter?
No, they're dead again.
Oh.
Use them a lot, but I got them here. Brought them today for you. There we go.
You're a good man. Which brand is that you have on now?
I have Beats on. I've got a lot of headphones. When you talk on the phone all day, you need a lot of headphones. So
yeah. Hey, I just got these. These are bone conduction.
Never heard of them.
And then I also have these wearable speakers. So neither of these you have to put in your ear.
Huh.
This one goes like this.
So you just like roam around the house with that thing around your neck?
I roam around your neighborhood with that thing around my neck. And then this one just goes like this. Look.
Oh, I like that.
And so that way you can still hear your wife yelling at you, or your kids needing a 20 spot out of your wallet, or whatever they do.
Your kids are 4 years old. They're already asking for $20.
Yeah, my kids. They're half Jewish, half Armenian. What do you expect? They already know. Before they learn the presidents, they know who's on every bill. Matt.
Yes.
Is Sarah okay?
I didn't really get a chance to talk to her. I did speak with her agent, Snorri, and he said he didn't know what the situation was yet. So she is going to go home tomorrow and try to figure it out. So.
Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. She did look like. Did you see the video?
I have not yet. Unfortunately, I'm gonna. They're sending it to me. I want to watch it. I didn't. It's interesting. I didn't find out. I was just really busy running around today, and he texted in the time I was doing a panel. We had a really cool panel today with all the champions on site, Rich ended up not being able to make it actually because of competition. Was originally going to do it, but it was really cool. So it was Matt.
I heard he couldn't make it because he was unvaxxed.
No, he was picking Hillary up, and then he had to run over and compete. It was Matt, Justin, Annie, Katrin, and Sam Biggs. But he had texted me during that, and then I had gotten a bunch of texts on top of it. And when she didn't come out for the last heat of the last workout, I went to text him and I saw his text that he wanted to talk. So I didn't see it earlier, unfortunately. So that was the first I had heard of it or seen of it. So yeah, I hope she's okay. Sarah, I have a long history with Sarah. I was her first agent, and she's remained an incredible friend, and I love her to death. She's such a cool kid. Yeah, so I hope she's okay. It breaks my heart. Really, I hope she's all right.
Speaking of Sarah's, Matt, Sarah Cox here. This is the 11th time in the last, 24 hours that she's donated $50 to the podcast. Say hi to Sarah, please.
Hey, Sarah, how are you? That is really nice. I didn't know anybody cared that much about Sevan.
Neither did I.
Well, he's had Jason
Brian.
Kleep on.
Hey,
you had Jay. Jay was on. Jay was supposed to be here. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. I'm bummed. I love seeing him here.
So what champions did you have? You had did you have Katrin?
It was Katrin, Annie, Sam, Matt, and Justin.
Holy cow, dude.
It was awesome. Surreal. And Jason was supposed to be here, and
Rich.
And Ben. Ben was supposed to be here too. And that was the original group that we were going to try to have together, which would have been crazy. But it was so awesome. You never know. It's funny. I texted Brian about 20 minutes before we went live, and I was like, hey, dude, I haven't even thought of this. Can you send me some questions that you would ask these guys? I hang out with all, I work with most of them, everybody except Sam, and Sam's a friend. And so anyway, he was nice enough to drop everything. And man, he had this really nice Google Doc all done for me with deep questions. It helped me a lot, but I felt like it was a little choppy because of me at the beginning, but everybody kept coming up to me saying that was amazing. And it's because those guys have A, great perspective, and B, incredible stories. They're able to tell some things from behind the scenes. And there was a story told. I knew I would ask this, which was Matt and Justin's story for what they were talking about when they were walking up the hill at the ranch. And so I just teed that up, and it was amazing. I hope somebody got it on video, but the back and forth with the two of them was something special telling that story. I really do hope somebody got it.
Was it on the live stream today?
No, there were workouts going on at the time. I don't think we streamed it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't see a broadcast camera there, so no.
Hey, truly, Katrin, Annie, Sam, Justin, and Matt, they're bigger than life characters. Like, not just when you watch them on TV, but if you're in their presence and they give you their attention, it's like, holy cow. It really is like having a spotlight on you when they give you their attention. So I can only imagine it must have been fireworks.
It's so cool, yeah. I mean, I got a lot of personal, time and I get great relationships with all of them too. So it was surreal. It was fun. I love that's like this has been all my experiences with WODs. I've had moments like that I'll remember forever. Just to get to look back and have those moments with them. They all come down to help me, which is really what's so cool, and they spoke about it a little in the time that we had together. Like, they just really support my stuff, and so it was fun. It was awesome.
Hey, that place, that venue, you have several stadiums there, and the one little stadium you have where the chipper was tonight. And I'm asking you a loaded question. I apologize. How many people does that hold? The one that's facing the water.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because we put a lot of people on the sides of the stages. The seating nears a couple thousand, and then we probably there had to be close to. I'm just thinking of numbers on either side. There had to be close to 3,000 people around that stage.
And the reason why I ask is because a lot of people who were watching our stream were like waiting in line to get in, and you have that situation there where it's like people were expressing frustration because you have to wait for people to come out before you come in. And my response was, I understand the frustration, but it's kind of the trade-off for having, what's the other option, to move the venue somewhere where you don't have that amazing setting to do the event. And so it's like, it's a trade-off, right?
Yeah, it's something we've had to build off of and try to improve every year, and we do. And to anyone listening that stood in line, it cuts me that you don't get to go and see something you want to. It's been historically the situation where we do tell people that, and VIPs have special sections, and that's more guaranteed seating. I'd love to build a 10,000 seat stadium right there, and we've toyed with moving the event, by the way, and everything is exactly what you just said. It's like, why would you, how do you move that event when you have moments like you had tonight? And there's so many historic moments on that. I intended the day I got here, after seeing the venue, I was like, screw this place, we're moving. And then I experienced what is honestly my favorite night usually is that Friday night. It can be stressful because of the lines, but it's just, it's so Waza and it's so Miami, and the energy is amazing. The water's there. Honestly, you can't move. How could you ever move that? There's nothing like that. There's very few things like it in sports.
People who complain, you have to look. There's three options. You move it, so there's nothing to complain about. You limit the number of ticket sales, so now you have no chance of seeing it, right. Or you just wait in line and wait till someone leaves. So it's pretty. I get people's frustrations, but there's no option. It's just the way it is, and it's like, hey, they don't. If you said, hey, well, okay, here's your money back. Don't come back next year. It's like, no, it's okay. I'll wait in line.
There's I was over there watching the intermediate teams of 3 hours before the elite teams even took the floor. I was talking to someone over there who was saying hi, and they said they were already there posting up for the elite teams and elite individuals 3, 4, 5 hours ahead of time to make sure they got a spot.
Yeah,
they
ahead.
know if you've got some Waza years under your belt, even built, and people need to know that was built bigger for growth. There's more. I'm so humbled by the turnout for this event, by the way. It is insane. We've grown again, and we will build bigger seats next year. I promise you that, and we'll continue to try to meet the demand. But yeah, it's we put it on the broadcast on the other stages so people can watch, and you can still get the vibe and energy. It's a good problem to have, and anybody who's upset, find me and don't yell at me. Talk to me, and I'm happy to talk to you.
This is one of our reporters, Heidi. She was there in the venue the entire time. She had to wait probably an hour to get in, and look at what she says. It was awesome. And she said, yeah, it was worth the wait. She said it was crazy.
Well, thank you, Heidi. It's awesome.
Matt, speaking of that, it's got to be always nerve-wracking for someone who does pay-per-view events or events like this. Really, you don't know what's going to happen until the doors open. And it must feel such a relief that this many people showed up, right? You never know, are 1,000 people going to show up or 10,000 people going to show up? Really, it's just you there's no guarantees. And especially with all the government intervention these days about travel.
Yeah, we're obviously fortunate for where we operate, pertaining to that with, Florida has, been, one of the better states with that. Listen.
Still a massive risk though, right? Something could happen and you lose your fucking shirt, right?
Exactly. It's all risk. And we,
hey, the president could say no Americans are allowed to travel to Florida. We seem weird.
That's my concern. My concern was more what was the president going to do, right?
It's like that when I listen to Dana White. It's like that. I listen to you. I listen to just anyone who's running these big events. It's like, holy shit. What do you know? You don't know until. You still don't even know about tomorrow. Something could happen between now and tomorrow morning.
You hope that people are bright enough. It's, by the way, I think well, they should be using data from events like this to say, people are educated at this point. If they're not, then they're choosing not to be educated. So that's on them. And if they want to be here, and I mean, man, I have a very strong opinion about all this stuff, and it's not because I run an event that I want a lot of people to attend. I just, we should be, able to make sound adult choices and live our lives the way we choose to live them. That's how I feel, So, and I'm glad that we were able to. I mean, people have spoken. I mean, before the event even launched, we had sold more tickets than we'd ever sold in our history, and generally 40% of the people walk up. So I think that's a pretty profound statement to where people are at right now.
Is there a number where you would have to turn people away?
Yeah. We're we might get close tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's the day that we have to be very careful. Today and tomorrow. Today we were getting close, and I made the decision where we were at, in looking at what had happened on Flagler, and VIP seating, just making sure there was capacity there. We made the decision to stay. Tomorrow, I watch it but I'm looking at it every half hour. But yeah, I mean, honestly, back to the risk, by the way. One of the things we deal with here is, in years there's been these issues where if it rains, the 40%. Well, I mean, there aren't a lot of people that want to stand, ankle deep in water and watch CrossFit workouts. So it's so if it rains, in years, and hey, events are eventful and stressful and very volatile, and you don't do 40% of your ticket sales, trust me, we've had years where we don't. It's tough to run the business that way. So that's the risk. It's hard. So I have a stressful line of work.
Sousa, pencil O'Keefe in for next month. We're going to do a show about acting like an adult, like people who can make adult decisions. Let's dig it. I like that he has strong opinions on that.
I mean, I'm not a lot. I try to keep my mouth shut as often as I can.
We'll talk about it. It'll just be me, you, and our by next month it'll be our 700,000 listeners.
I like that, and everybody that's down here from your crew has been amazing, and said thank you to me. They don't need to. Thank you to you guys. So it's they've been great, super respectful of all the rules, which isn't always the case. But we got
kicked out. We got kicked out of a couple spots.
So did I. I'm not kidding. Which is like awesome. You want to. I've tried to like weasel my way, if you even say that, into spaces to be fast. Or I've had Matt with me, and I've been like, I got to take him here, and they're like, sorry, you can't come here. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I'm never going to be like, hey, I own this event, And you hire them to be like that and not know who I am.
Right.
Man, it happened 5 times today where I was like, damn it, I got to be somewhere. And be like, all right, well, they're just doing their job.
Yeah, one year we went to the CrossFit Games, and Greg and I tried to enter through the back, and we got stopped. We couldn't get in. We waited there for 30 minutes. I was like, this is fucking nuts.
I was there in Madison.
You were okay.
You were when you rode the bikes over.
Yes,
and they turned him away, and I was with Billy Rogers from Framework, who is does our production and always did the production at the games too. And he was like, he turned white, and I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "We just threw Greg Glassman out," and I was like, "You are getting fired, buddy."
Hey, you know what's crazy too? While we're standing there, the security guard is over 400 pounds. He's massive. His clothes don't even look like clothes, right? And he's this 20-year-old kid. I mean, he's huge. And Greg gets out of the golf cart, and he's like, "Dude." And Greg offers him a free gym membership, and Greg just talks to him about diabetes and losing weight the whole time we're there. I'm like, well, at least it wasn't a waste of a trip.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he tried to see. Oh, look at this. Nero says this is the last COVID-19 wave anyway. We're in the clear after this. Thank you.
Wow.
Nero has spoken.
Nero has spoken.
Can I quote you on that?
Anything else you guys want to say to Mr. O'Keefe?
John?
No, I just thank you for letting us do this at your event. And thank you for everything that you're doing.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
Thank you guys again. I'll do it again. I'll thank you again tomorrow night. Honestly, it's been awesome. This is like we're busting numbers every day, and it's because of people like you guys. The coverage has been amazing. And
Did you get
there are a lot of people that watched last night because I got, a lot of people brought it up to me that on site. They're like, I saw you on Survivor's podcast. How come he isn't here? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I gave him what I thought was very sage advice. Come on down here. It'd be a good place for you to be. And he told me to fuck off. So,
hey, I'm looking right now at where is it? Yeah, it's got 10,000 downloads already. The interview with you just from last night.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is cool.
Okay, did you get to see any of the adaptive stuff today?
I saw some. I watched some this morning. I was dealing with. We were doing a lot of signage stuff today, that just from some of the backup. So I didn't see a lot of anything, but I saw some this morning. I will be watching a bit of that tomorrow. So yeah, that's such cool stuff.
I just want to encourage anyone, if you are in Miami and you're not planning to go watch some of that, like there's time in the schedule. Go check it out. It's really impressive. I talked to a couple people today who said it's like so inspiring to see them out there. So if you get a chance to go check it out. That's
and Justin Medeiros has a friend that is competing, that they're trying to figure out, because they can have somebody assist if you're in a certain category, and I think Justin is going to be a part of one of his workouts.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's some breaking news for you. It was going to be a surprise, but he that stuff, and this has got nothing to do with me. We're a part of it now, and I will press the hard on that forever. We'll do whatever in my power. But Guido started that. He was the first to really dig in on that, and he deserves all the credit. And that community is amazing. They've supported the hell out of us, and we will them. There's prize money for those guys this year, and Black Rifle Coffee actually donated the money to pay some of those guys. Wow. So it just, we're always trying to find ways to grow that, and it's a lot. There's a lot involved with those guys coming down to compete and traveling to do it. And, it's a hard place for some of them to get around to, and they are all smiles and supportive, and got great people that run that, Wheelwog, Stouty, and Kevin Ogar. Man, that's so cool. I hope people are watching that. I will be tomorrow.
All right, brother. Thank you.
That's it. That's all you need me for,
dude. You got to go to sleep. I mean, I could keep you on for an hour, but we got to do a recap in the next for the real superstars, not just the big bosses like you.
I'll before I leave. Who's winning?
No, this is actually perfect. Hey, tell us about Pat Vellner. You talked to him at all today?
I did quite a bit. I saw him after both workouts. He had Owen on the stage. We sat and watched the fireworks together. Then my daughter babysat Owen today, so we were spending a bit of time with them when he did his first workout. So I did.
And do you know Ellie Turner at all? Because she's still winning, and she's about 30 points clear of the field.
I met her for the first time this week, actually. So,
does she have an agent? Does she have an agent?
You put your agent pitch to her?
No, I don't. I don't have a pitch, dude. No, but no, I'm super impressed. I did not know much about her beforehand, and that's impressive stuff. That's a pretty decent, diverse set of workouts so far, right? It's not. You can't say like.
Yes, some for Chinese people, some for black people, and some for white people. Very diverse. I like we have the stadiums all split up so that everyone can go in their own stadium. That's really cool. Very diverse of you.
But what's crazy is the type of workout we thought she would be best at doesn't happen till tomorrow morning.
Hey, okay. If O'Keefe's gonna stay on here, let's put the fucking iron to him and hit this up a bit. Has Matt run into Ricky yet?
Oh, like,
let's do it.
Savon's like, all right, I know how to get O'Keefe off the call.
Jesus.
I don't know. I haven't run into Ricky. So is he still here?
Yeah, of
He is
course.
here.
He's having a blast, signing autographs,
he was at
taking
Vendor
pictures,
Village.
taking pictures with babies.
I have not myself seen him. Matt, I would know. No, I don't know. I have no. I literally. I thought he left.
Hey, go. There's this photo on Instagram, and hey, listen to this. You know what you do, O'Keefe? You want to break the internet? Get Ricky and Pat and Matt all to stand together like this, and get that photo for your Instagram. And one love. And you can play. It can be a Reels video, like one of those boomerang ones, and playing like Bob Marley's "One Love" underneath it. That would be amazing.
It might be tough to pull off.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Out of those three, I don't know which one would disagree more to that picture.
Matt, but he'd do it. He would. Let me tell you, Matt would do anything for O'Keefe.
He does anything. He does anything for me.
Hey, yes. Matt, let's show the world that it's just really all about love. Can I get a picture of you and Vellner and Ricky? Okay, you don't have to put your arms around each other. Just hold hands.
How about Pat though? He looks great.
Dude, we just did an interview with him with his shirt off. He looks better than great. He got a big old vein down his bicep now. He's all thin from working out 4 times in a row. He looks good.
Hey, what's the men's standing look like?
Can we pull him up?
Yeah, I got it. Or you want to pull it up where he could see it?
Willie, you got it? Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
Oh, we have graphics. Good for you.
Can you see that?
Hey,
O'Keefe?
wait, I didn't even see you have a Waza themed background. Good for
Oh,
you.
dude, we got all sorts of Waza stuff.
I can't see shit by the way.
Okay, so
you guys
Patrick
lost me.
Vellner, he's in first place with 376 points. Then Alexander Caron with 349. Phil Toon with 346. Dallin Pepper with 317. We heard Dallin Pepper's hurt himself too, that he rolled his ankle and stepping over one of the boxes while he was holding the 122 pounds of dumbbells. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to him tomorrow.
Why did he do that?
You know, he's just young and just foolish.
This is some wow, man. The men's field's tight.
Yeah, Cole's sitting in 5th. Jason Hopper's in 6th. There's Tim Paulson, Sam Cornway. It's a good group, and only halfway through.
You want to tell him what happened to Mertens?
Oh,
Yeah, what happened? What happened? Talk to
So
me.
Colton was in 6th place until this event, and this event knocked him down all the way to, where's he at?
12th.
12th place. He went from 3rd to 33rd.
You got to see this guy's scores, O'Keefe. He's got a 20th, a 4th, a 3rd, and a 33rd. Have you said hi to him yet, Matt?
I have. Yeah. I try to. It's one of like my role is high fives and roam around. You know.
Did he grunt at you or did he say hi back?
He said hello.
He did, okay.
He's a nice guy, dude.
He's a great guy. I agree. He's great.
Yeah.
But sometimes he's just a little, he just doesn't, not a man of a lot of words during competition.
My favorite moment with him was when he qualified this year for the games and they had the camera on him. He was at our event, Granite Games, and he was the 5th spot, and he didn't break anything. Like he just like didn't even flinch. And I was like, this has to be the greatest moment of his athletic career. And he was like, they announced him, and he just like he didn't even wave. I was like, I'm sitting with Dylan, and I'm like, did he not hear what they just said? Like, what happened?
Hey, inside he was doing backflips.
I'm sure you. I was shocked. I'm like, this guy. I love watching him. I'm sorry he had a tough event. That probably was not built for him.
No. Vellner said something about his levers, and then Colton popped up in the comments and said, "Don't talk about my levers."
Well, Colton, if you're listening, I'm sure there's something great for your levers coming up.
Yeah, definitely. That's what Brian was telling him.
Should we show them the women?
It's a great event, Matt. Bottom line is if you pay to go, you want to have the opportunity to see all elite events. Even the VIP section's filled up. Tony B. Well,
if you didn't get into as a VIP.
Don't say it. Deal with it
No,
one-on-one.
I know. I would say apologies because we went up and down those lines and made sure. So I don't know, maybe I missed something, but I had literally people were assigned to that, and they were going up, and I was checking in on it every 10 minutes. So they must have missed you. Sorry, but everybody else, we were putting them on the sides of the stages and doing our best because we did guarantee you guys seating. Come on back tomorrow. That won't be a problem.
Here's for the extremely thorough security guard who wouldn't let the chief into Bayside without a wristband.
I had a wristband on, by the way. That wasn't good enough.
The women, you want to talk about the women? It's Ellie Turner out there alone, kind of 30-40 points ahead. Emma McQuaid, then Bethany Shadburn, Danny Spiegel, Fee Sagafi, Emma Tall, Ariel Lowen, and Freya Moose Brugger.
Nice. There you
Yeah,
go.
do you want to look at the elite women teams, because there's a really good race throughout the podium for them. 1 through 3, they're within
Who's
6
up?
points of each other. Kristen Holte's team, Team Krieger, and then the Mayhem's team, and then Team GoWad. They're all within 6 points of each other. 1 through 3.
Who is Team Go On? Is that
Mia Hesketh, Julie Hugard from Denmark, and Solveig Sigurdardottir.
So-
And all the worst that any of them has done on any event is a 4th place. Between those 3 teams combined.
I love it. There's gonna be some. If this stays tight into Sunday afternoon, that last workout's gonna be badass.
When do you
There's
guys
gotta be
announce
anyway.
it? When do you announce it?
Am I supposed to know that?
I don't know. Do you know when
Yeah.
they announce it, Brian?
Yeah, it'll be Sunday, I believe, at some point. Probably after they do the first workout. It depends, honestly, because we have to.
Set up
Some-
for it?
Well, some people do. It's the way that things
Other
work. Some
divisions will have to do it earlier.
people do it early, so we'll probably announce it tomorrow night. I don't hold me to that, but I would assume either tomorrow night or first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you. Remember that idea I gave you about getting the Ricky, Matt, and Pat picture. In a time of such
should-
turmoil, that would be gold.
You should just text Matt. Tell him what.
Oh
we're
yeah,
looking for.
Matt could make that happen. I will text him that. That's a great idea. Hey, I have all 3 of their phone numbers. Should I just start a group
Dude.
text?
Group.
Oh man. Connection's breaking up. I can't hear you.
Dear boys, Matt O'Keefe thinks.
You need to get them all 3 on the podcast at the same time without telling them.
Oh, you can mediate.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Maybe I'll one of these nights show up on time.
Oh, dude, anytime, dude. Love having you on here.
We should have gone live for the fireworks. You missed the fireworks show.
O'Keefe, you validate me.
Really?
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Well, you complete me.
All right, good.
And we'll talk tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks, boys. Appreciate
Bye.
you.
See you, Matt.
Thank you.
The only thing is I'm telling the truth. You don't need me, O'Keefe. You the man. You guys are the shit. It's a little harsh. Keep doing what you're doing. Sevon, your unfiltered ways are needed. Karina Rain. Oh, do you think that's really her last name, Rain? All these people with great last names. Karina. Foreigner? USA?
Impossible to say these days. I met Heidi today.
Yeah, she's cool as shit, isn't she?
Just talked to her very briefly, but she seemed very cool.
I
Yeah.
talked to her on air, and she's cool. She's an adult. That picture looks nothing like her. Nothing. Right?
Yeah, it's like her.
Her hair's not
I'm-
even blonde.
I knew it was her when I saw her.
Oh, well, that's just because you just knew. When you know. Hey, Brian, when you know,
You know.
you know.
Frank, he was on about 30 minutes ago.
Karina, thank you very much. I'm kind of burnt out. I'm kind of burnt out. Like, is there anything you guys want to talk about? Like, does anyone have any questions? What do you guys want to talk about tomorrow? Or yeah, go ahead, Will.
I have one question. Do you guys know what video they're talking about with Sarah? Like Matt
Yeah.
saying
I
that he's
think
getting a video sent to him. Is it just of the event? Because I didn't know there was one specific event that we could.
The camera was locked on her. You can go back
Yeah,
to
I
their
think they're just
YouTube.
talking about the event because you
Okay.
could see it in her face. I've never seen her that downtrodden.
Well, I just didn't. It sounded the way he was saying, like, I asked him to send the video over. It sounded like something specific happened, but watching it back, you can't really say that something specific happened to her. She just looked like she was in pain.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe a trained eye can. Maybe someone like Brian Friend could. No.
I just think if something specific had happened, she would have stopped.
It wasn't a retorn ACL though. That's what he's saying.
But I was just curious if you knew anything about that, because I hadn't heard that it was a specific event, or like specific occurrence or anything.
No, I don't know.
That's all.
She slipped on a banana. She slipped on a banana peel.
Grass-fed beef organs, a mouthful of meat.
Brian doesn't get to see that. Do you know that, John?
He can't see it.
No. Did you see it that time? Isn't
No,
that
I didn't.
weird?
No. I can't hear it. Can't see it.
Isn't that weird?
If it doesn't catch me off guard anymore, I expect it not.
Ancestralsupplements.com.
Have you seen them at all, Brian?
Unless there are any new ones, Will sent me 3 of them.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there are new ones then, because there's more than 3.
Thank you guys for the content. This has been Unreal Entertainment. Will is stealing the show. I couldn't agree more. That's what happens when Brian leaves. Someone else just steps up and steals the show.
I don't steal anything.
Olsen, oh dude, I think this guy gave a lot of money a couple weeks ago. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I think I tried to find you on Instagram too to follow you. Like for a certain price, I can be bought. Like someone's like, he's a whore. Yeah, I am.
I talked to a bunch of the Mayhem people today.
Yes.
And I realized that I just keep missing every interview you do with someone from Mayhem. I miss Luke Parker, miss Taylor Williamson, miss Rich twice, miss Haley. But I talked to Tasia today. Maybe we should have her on it sometime.
Yeah, my yeah. You weren't on the Haley one?
No.
Dude, that
was me. That was my debut.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was long. That one was good. Taylor was good.
Sounds like they were all good, yeah.
Andrew Nistor's good. I mean, they're all kind of a little weird. Not them weird. The interviews are weird. Like me with them is just weird. Like it's always just a little weird, but in a good way weird. Like 3 bees and 1 flower. You're like, man, like take turns, guys. You know what I mean? But
you made Heidi change your profile pic, Sevon.
Did I?
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got? Yes, that's her. Yes, that's the girl I met today.
I can't even see the profile pictures either.
That's the girl I met today. Okay, you want to talk about male teams, Hector? Thank you. I needed some direction. Okay, we got the boys. I'll tell you this, Brian. So today I asked Travis Mayer. We had Travis Mayer on this morning, and I said, hey, is this unhealthy basically to go? I don't know if I asked him this, but I said to him, hey, do you have any interest in going teams now that you've experienced a little bit of teams? And he right away was like, no. And then he asked Noah, and Noah's like, yeah, I mean, a little. Like, yeah, like this is fun. Like it piques my interest now. And I wonder if it's unhealthy for individuals. And I asked Hobart this and Jason this, to go team, because then you never want to go back. It's kind of like crack because it makes you soft because you can hide a little bit.
I don't know, man. In some ways, I thought that the team workouts were harder today.
Not that the workouts aren't harder, but just there's
less pressure. There's less focus just on you.
Yeah.
Noah's always been like that with teams, though. He's answered that way before when a team question came his way.
I don't know. There are a lot of people who have done this competition, the Teams of 3 competition, WODAPALOOZA, like as a part of their individual career. Like it's just something they do for fun in the off season, and then once open rolls around, they just fall right back into the rhythm of the season. So maybe it could be the case for some, but I think for the most part, it's not really an issue.
Sevon, Rich Froning is soft. Hey, and I like this girl's name, Sarah Gildersleeve.
There's a family that trains at our gym that's last name is Gildersleeve.
Is that them?
I don't think so.
It's a very common name.
No one would even know who Noah was, though, if he went team. And I don't know I mean, I don't agree with that. We'd have to define success. I mean, just breaking into the top 20, just making it to the games as an individual, and let me say this. if you're on teams after you've been to individual, this excludes you. What I'm about to say. So if you've already been an individual athlete and you're now a team athlete, this excludes you. All individual. Now here comes the statement. All individual athletes who make it to the games, except for 2019, are more successful than the most successful team athlete, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Look at Taylor Williamson and Andrea Nisler. They are probably two of the most dominant women but they've always done team.
And I think that makes them less successful than than Caroline Prevost, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Who went
they
to the
less
games.
Instagram followers, if you want to put success in that.
We needed a metric. I don't know. Now that you say it like that, I have to rethink it. Now you say it like that. Okay. So Hector, back to so we have the boys, Thunder Down Under, 2.5 Men, Invictus, Team Hercules, 2.5 Men. I mean, does Thunder Down Under have any chance to catch the boys, or are they about to hit their groove and just take off like a rocket ship?
Did you say Sam Sorella-man?
Who?
No, I think
third
he
place
skipped
team?
it because he couldn't say it.
I said 2.5 Men.
Sam Sorella-man.
I think
I
you're
haven't-
behind or
oh.
something.
Okay, let
Maybe
me
refresh.
Can we see the leaderboard? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
Sure.
so they're in third place. Sam Sorella-man is, and they were
Holy
first in the
dude.
qualifier. They were first in the qualifier. They're killing it.
Did you guys? They were so impressive on that chipper workout. I mean, from start to finish, they were basically untouchable. I was completely blown away. I almost feel like they must not have done all the reps. Like they were so far ahead, so fast. It was so crazy, and every one of their guys didn't none of them seemed to have a weakness on that workout. It was really, really, it was really good. And Tommy made a comment that the other day that made me laugh. He said that their team name sounds like a slightly stupid song, which some of people might understand. I don't think Seven will know who that is.
No. Hey, you know what's interesting about them taking first place? Look who took second place in that workout. It speaks more volumes of the workout than about their athleticism, than their fitness. It's 10th place, training culture. They took 13th, 7th, 21st, and then second. There must have been something in that workout that these two teams were particularly just savage at.
That team from that training culture team is from Spain, and I think, can I see the guys that are on that team again? Because I think there's 2 Spanish teams here.
Do they have that Instagram famous guy on the team?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I sent you a link.
Mr. Week. Mr. Week, I think is his Instagram. Might be Anis Castasi. No, there's another guy who sent me. There's 2 Spanish teams in the field, but I think these guys. Oh man, there was a team from Spain, and I think it might have been 2 of these guys that took first place in the European quarterfinals, and then they chose 2 of their teammates, including Oyana Moya, who's competing as an individual in the elite division here at WODAPALOOZA and is currently in 10th. Chose to compete in the semifinals as individuals. So their team disbanded. They didn't do the semifinals after finishing first in the quarterfinals in Europe. And we've talked about how good the European team dynamics or roster makeup is right now. So it's not that surprising that this Spanish team would be doing well and that they could have a really good workout like that. It is surprising that they're 1 spot ahead of Mayhem's team, though.
I will tell you, Brian, did you write the article? Who wrote the article in Morning Chalk Up as far as teams to watch?
At this competition?
Yeah.
Was there a specific one about teams? I thought it was just.
There was because people were going off about the Mayhem team, and there was teams to watch. You wrote that, so you did not write Sam Sorella-man as a team to watch. And I know Tyler Eggerman took that personally because I follow him on Instagram.
This was really hard, actually.
And was like, they were very upset that they weren't mentioned in that article. So they're using.
I don't know if I like this term idle banter. I don't know if I like this.
Thank you. It's motivation. I'm saying it's motivation.
I don't know if I like idle banter. I don't know. How about just banter? Let's get.
You like the Canadian currency, though.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, what's her name? Kayla. I shouldn't even look at her name. I might hold it against her to say it was idle. It's just banter.
John, I can address that. I when I wrote that article, there was we've said it many times. There's a lot more depth on the men's side than the women's side, and I was really tempted to. And the women's side, the sixth place team that I listed, because I did 6 men, 6 women, 6 teams, 6 teams. The sixth place. And I even said as a disclaimer in the opening paragraph that there are people in every division that I'm not including in this article that have the capacity to be within the top 6 of this competition. So if people choose to read what they choose to read, that's fine. But I actually gave a lot of consideration to Sam Sorelliman for the 6th spot because I put 3 Blind Mice, the top online qualifier team for the women's, in the 6th spot. Tyler Eggeman, I know who you guys are. Believe me, I know all about you, and I know how
he
good
knows
you guys
about
can
you,
be.
Tyler Punk.
And I just, I thought that there were 6 other teams with like recognizable pedigrees, names, and makeups that were more deserving to be on that list. Obviously, if you guys hold this spot and finish in 3rd, then congratulations on proving me wrong. But it was not an oversight. It wasn't forgetting about you guys. Yeah, there's a lot of good athletes competing here.
And to be fair, right now they're beating a team that has 3 perennial games athletes. They're doing outstanding in this competition. Yeah, it's hard to see coming.
This are there too many heats? This is the kind of stuff that, like, if someone were to whisper this into Brian's ear, he would get aroused. These are the kind of statements he really. This is like some of his favorite subjects. It's true. Hey, let's agree on this. That the women's team and women's individual is far more interesting than I gave it credit for. Then I'm gonna have to say
it's
far more lower. I mean, far better than I had it like I didn't give a shit. Like I felt like obligated, and now I care about both the team and the individual and the women's, maybe even more than the men. Yeah, more than the men, especially for the team. The team, I give a rat's ass for the men.
Because the boys ran away with it.
No, I don't know. It's just like I don't care who. Yeah, maybe. I guess if I saw that Travis's team was starting to lose.
Well, look, it's when you suddenly have a competition where the top 3 people are exchanging blows of 1 2 3 3 2 1 2 3 1 2 2 1. They're tying on events over and over again. They come into an event, all 3 tied on points. They take 1 2 3 in that event. Like that's you can't even write that script. Like that's and I'm just waiting for one of them to have a bad workout. And so far it's 4 for 4. They haven't had any slip ups. So it's super exciting and super competitive. But
this is what Brian's talking about, guys. It is something else. Look at this.
Yeah, the team that's in first has had the worst finish of the 3 teams. And then if you scroll down to underdogs, they're basically in a class of their own. They're just 4th in every workout. So like these 4 teams they're putting on a show, and now you're going to see a mix-up of everyone else below them. But there's definitely some clear classes. But to have 3 teams this good, this competitive in every single workout, yeah, it's super exciting.
If one of these 3 teams shits the bed, they're out, right? Like if someone takes a 10th, they're bye-bye.
Yep. They can't win. Then they can't win.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know what? Basically, these teams can. What's the lowest one of these teams could Team Krieger take a 5th tomorrow and still be?
Yeah, because they have.
Where does it get bad?
Because they have 3 event wins, it ends up that that goes a long way in terms of the tiebreaker later on because both the other teams only have 1 right now. So and it's only 3 points like every spot. Assuming the other teams take 1st and 2nd on that, then they'd overtake them. But when you see a team that's won 3 times, like what's to make you think that they're not going to win 2 more of the 4 workouts, even if they do have a 5th?
Okay, fair. Hey, Rich, 40 burpees, buddy. 40 burpees. You're off to feet.
You think tomorrow will be May Fem's worst event?
In the morning?
Yeah.
I am not 100% sure about that event in general, even from a logistical side. I need to do some investigating in the morning.
My microphone smells like cigarette smoke, which is so weird. Maybe it's just smoke. It's weird. I wonder if someone's been using my computer. Oh, okay. I think we're done. Great evening, guys. Pat Vellner, some idle banter, Matt O'Keefe. Brian, we didn't see you at all today. It would be nice if you could.
I was on there with Taylor Self, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were.
Oh, maybe briefly. It doesn't count. So it's 2 days in a row now. You've never called in. You have those nice headphones. You have a phone. You could at least call in, like just like, hi guys, I'm really busy. I just wanted to let you guys know that you guys are doing a great job. Something. That's my feedback for you.
As Matt told
Thank
Sivan, you never call anymore.
Were you
Sousa
on
put
here for that, Brian?
I don't know.
Sousa
Honestly,
put-
I'm like, this is how it goes. Like, once the elite competition starts for the day, which was about 12 hours ago, I just haven't stopped.
Can you
Like it's,
go ahead? Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
and I would venture to say that I ran, like physically ran over 3 miles today, and watched. I mean, I have to watch every single heat of every event, and then you heard O'Keefe say that occasionally these things pop up, and they ask me to do something, and I have to do it, and or I want to do it more, more than anything, because I'm just trying to help everyone out down here as best I can, and
Because he's the fucking boss. You mean?
and anyway, it's not that I don't want to be on here with you guys, but these are commitments that I had made to do prior to us knowing that we were going to do this, so I'm going to stick to them.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe just come on for a second tomorrow. Just like, I'll send you a link throughout the day. You could just be like, hey, what's up? Hey, how you going? So I have we're gonna do so tomorrow at 3:00. We're probably gonna start that 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You cool with that, Will?
That's great.
Okay.
Wait, what? What's the schedule
Wait.
tomorrow?
So tomorrow the elite teams start at 2. So I'm hoping we'll come on at the end of probably earlier. What do you think? 2:45, Will?
Sure. I mean, I just can't do all those heats of teams unless we have unless we have James and Chase and all those guys coming back on again tomorrow morning. Then
Will basically did everything single hand. I just sit here and just read the comments and just collect the money. Cha-ching, cha-ching. And then
Wow.
we'll go from 2:45 to 6. Hey, that's only 3 hours and 15 minutes. So Jason's coming on from 4 to 6.
perfect.
Yeah. So he'll be there for 2 hours of that. And then
That means we only have to provide content for the hour before, because then when Jason comes on, it's like the easiest thing in the world.
oh man, he's charged.
He's so good. He should get
So good.
He should get brought on to broadcast.
He should. I agree. He's got a little bit of a potty mouth. He's like 5% of the way of me. I think he's got a little potty mouth.
Yeah.
And then 6:30 teams start again, so we can wait till like maybe 7. So then
What are
7
you looking at, Brian?
7 p.m.
Tomorrow's schedule.
I think I have them up already. I think I on our last break I put them up. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Sarah Cox, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Someone wants to have Brian's. I seriously would have loved it if he would have been fired this weekend. 2 for 2. That would have been awesome. You need to show Jake Marconi's Instagram reel where he drops the bar on the buzzer. Okay, we'll say maybe we could do that tomorrow morning when the teams are going. I'll make a note here, actually. Jake's.
Yeah. If anyone else has content to play during the first 2 heats of the teams.
Jake's IG. Okay, thank you, Dipshan Deepon. Dipshan Deepon. Can we have Can we have a tally of how much money? Can we have a tally of how many dudes your mom's dated? Fucking ask me about my money.
That was a really clean version that I was not expected.
Thank
That was
you.
awesome.
I apologize, Brent. I just love your mama jokes. I can't help it. And you had it coming. All right. Transparency. I don't believe in transparency. That's some Rosa shit.
Grass-fed beef liver. You know you like it.
I'm honest and I have integrity, but I don't believe in transparency. Two totally different things. 3 dudes. My mom's dead. Dead. My mom's dated 3 dudes. Thank you. That's how much money I have. 3 dudes. Happened wanted to commentate at one point. Not sure. Oh, okay. Look at this guy wrote hot, wet, PU, and then like 2 asterisk marks operation. Amazing. All right, guys. Check the website for the swim event. Oh, I think my wife just texted me. I might be in trouble. Nope, she didn't hear that part. Okay, guys. Brian, see you tomorrow. Maybe pop in on us.